This is Matthew Kratter's Bitcoin University. Today I want to talk about Square rolling out Bitcoin payments. Now, Square has been slowly rolling out Bitcoin functionality to merchants since November of 2025, but now they've flipped a switch that will turn on Bitcoin payments for everyone, making it no longer an opt-in service, but rather an opt-out service. And this is very significant because obviously, as we talked about a lot on this channel, defaults matter for people's behavior. So this is quite huge. It actually means that almost every single Square merchant in your area, if you're in the US, will be able to accept Bitcoin very soon. Here's Miles Suter from Square making the announcement, quote, "We're making it easier for millions of businesses to accept Bitcoin. Starting today, eligible US Square sellers will begin having Bitcoin payments automatically enabled. Sellers who accept Bitcoin will receive US dollars as default, and then I guess the hope is eventually they will want to save in Bitcoin as well." Miles goes on to conclude, this is how Bitcoin as everyday money begins. River has a great chart here, businesses that accept Bitcoin as payment. This obviously just completely blows open this chart. River writing, Square just Omega candled the merchant Bitcoin adoption chart going to 4 million. And Grok confirms this, that there are approximately 4 million US Square merchants currently. Square writes here, automatically enabled Bitcoin payments are rolling out to eligible US Square sellers. Start accepting Bitcoin that instantly converts to cash at checkout with no additional setup. 0% processing fees. We're going to talk about that through 2026. Near instant settlement. No need to hold Bitcoin. But the hope here is that as merchants become more and more familiar with Bitcoin, they'll begin to save a percentage of their revenue in Bitcoin as well. Square standard processing fees, it looks like, are about 2.6% for in-person payments, 2.9% for online transactions, plus 10 to 15 cents or 30 cents. I want to talk about how this sort of product can affect a merchant's margins. I think this is something that people often overlook. So let's say that your average product sold using Square has a net margin of 3%. That means if you sell an item for $100, you get to keep $3 in net profits. As a merchant, you're currently paying Square about 2.9% or $2.90 in credit card fees when a customer makes a $100 purchase plus the 30 cents or whatever. So now let's say that your customer decides instead to pay you in Bitcoin. That 2.9% merchant credit card fee goes to zero and will be at zero for the rest of 2026 for Square merchants, which means that as a Square merchant, you've almost doubled your margin from 3% to 5.9%. That means on $1 million worth of annual sales, your net profit for the year just went from $30,000 per year to $59,000 per year. So this really is a significant boost for merchants that prioritize accepting Bitcoin. Here's Spear asking, do I as a customer need to ask to pay with Bitcoin, or can I just scan the QR code that shows up on their point of sale software? Square responds, you'll still need to ask to pay in Bitcoin, and the cashier will bring up the QR code for you to scan. We're also working on a way for you to choose to pay in Bitcoin directly. That's definitely the right way to go, so that'll be interesting when they roll that out. I thought that Bitcoin LE5 had the perfect way of looking at this in this post. He writes, the interesting part is not payments, it is distribution. Bitcoin just got routed through an existing merchant network without asking merchants to change behavior first. I think that's quite significant. It's significant to notice as well that what Square has done here had been the promise and dream of many companies. For example, Strike back in 2022 said that they were going to do something similar to this and make all of these partnerships with various payment processors. This was something that unfortunately never happened. It's a great loss, I think. And now to see Jack Mallers instead working on Bitcoin treasury companies and seeing his focus sort of dispersed, hanging out with people like the Lutnicks is very disappointing. But this is the dream. This continues to be the dream. This could be something that Strike could begin to work on in the future. I think it's important too to recognize here how much Jack Dorsey has done for Bitcoin over the past few years. I'm not a fan of some of his political decisions in the past, but it's hard to deny his impact on Bitcoin. He's one of the few billionaires out there really doing anything about this. Cash App accepting Bitcoin, allowing you to buy and sell Bitcoin. He's got the hardware wallet, the BitKey, which I think is a great wallet for real absolute beginners. It's not my ideal wallet, but it's great to see him building out this whole ecosystem, including Bitcoin mining, modular Bitcoin mining rigs, which I talk about in this video, which I'll link in the description notes below. So it's hard to deny Dorsey's impact on Bitcoin and the Bitcoin ecosystem. Mana Bitcoin here talks about a loophole that was discovered by Lee Murdoch. This allows you to see a list of Square merchants in your area. You basically click on this, you can enter your address and find all of the different merchants. Also, BTC Map is a great place to find merchants that accept Bitcoin wherever you are in the world. This is a worldwide map. What you can do next time you take out your phone to pay at a coffee shop or food truck or farmer's market vendor or other Square merchant, ask them to let you pay using Bitcoin. Really try to encourage merchants to use this functionality and let them know that it's even there, because a lot of them won't be aware of it. Remind them how they'll save on credit card fees, and also tell them that you'll bring your Bitcoiner friends to their store or stand as well, so you can bring more business and they can begin to realize that Bitcoiners are really a great demographic and a great consumer group to cater to. And then if they seem responsive, you can also eventually talk to them about how you personally also save in Bitcoin, because it protects your purchasing power much better than the US dollar. So at some point, these merchants, maybe they'll just start to keep everything in Bitcoin as they learn how this works. Now, let's say you don't want to spend your retirement Bitcoin that's in cold storage. You're actually still holding some fiat. In that case, you could do something like this. You could practice spend and replace, where you buy or earn $100 worth of Bitcoin. You load it up on your mobile phone app in a Lightning Wallet app, whether it's Aqua Wallet or Phoenix or Zeus or Cash App. Then you spend it with various Bitcoin merchants. When you run out of Bitcoin, when you run out of sats, you can buy or earn another $100 worth of Bitcoin. So it's very important that we jumpstart Bitcoin as a payment network, and we don't just sit on our Bitcoin, that we actually incentivize merchants that accept Bitcoin and help to create a circular Bitcoin economy. What I use on my own website, there are many different ways of doing this. You can use Square, obviously. I use Zapright, and you can see how that works if you go to bitcoinuniversity.com. You click Pay with BTC. That will take you to this screen where I ask for an email, simply so that I can email you your username and password reset link. You can use a burner email for this when you first get started. But let's say Fred Smith here is signing up. He clicks continue, and then he has an option of paying either in Bitcoin on-chain or using a Lightning wallet. So Zapright's another great startup that you can use for things like this. Ideally, obviously, you'd be trying to use, if you're a merchant, and the deeper you go, you'd be trying to run your own Bitcoin Knots node. You'd be signaling for BIP 110, and then you would also set this all up using BTC Pay Server and using some of the Lightning functionality that services like Start9 bring as well. And by doing this, this is one step better, because this would then allow you to be running an economic node that signals for BIP 110. That being said, this is a bit of work to get working. That's why I'm currently using Zapright. So none of this is easy, but we do want to still keep our eyes on the prize. And to the extent that you are a merchant, try to do this in the most self-sovereign manner, using your own node as well. But for the greater ecosystem, for the greater population, it's really nice to see Square rolling something like this out and spreading Bitcoin and helping to expand the network. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the subscribe and like buttons. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.